Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of Spotlight. I am Dinah Ventura. Today we will get to know the key people behind Harvest, a dream come true for creative Baguio's craft sector, particularly Cordillera weaving. Please welcome Venus Tan of Bayo Foundation and Anna Lagon of Bayo, the clothing brand, and Bayo Foundation. A pleasure to have you both on Spotlight, Venus and Anna.
Very happy to be here.
Hi.
All right, so you're both in Baguio, and I don't think the connection is all that good, so let's get right on to it. Okay, first, Venus, we're very grateful for your time here on Spotlight, and I'm sure that our viewers are very curious and excited to learn more about you and most especially what you do. So, because prior to this, we learned that you used to work as the DOT Regional Director of the Cordillera Administrative Region. So, may we know what were your main projects during your leadership in the DOT?
Thank you very much, first of all. Very happy to be part of this show. Thank you for having us. Yes, what I do now is certainly connected to what I have been in the past. That was not really that far from the past. Yes, I was the regional director for the Department of Tourism in the Cordilleras, and so there are many programs that essentially I have instituted and I have started here in the Cordilleras, particularly also here in Baguio. A lot of the advocacies that I am now pursuing after I've left civil service, government, I'm still pursuing the things that are very close to my heart. And certainly it has an impact on the communities that I've worked with in the past. And I now continue on the programs that we have initiated as a regional director. And so many of the things that we have started here have impacted a lot of communities. For instance, we have done community enhancement programs here, both in the city and in many parts of the Cordilleras. We initiated some of the beautification programs like the Stobosa in La Trinidad that have impacted the community's livelihood also there, and a lot of other enhancing programs in the Ifugao mountain province and in Ifugao. The rice terraces for one. We've mentioned before that we want the rice terraces to live for the next generation, for people to admire it because it is a UNESCO cultural heritage site. And if people don't plant rice, for instance, the terraces will erode. And so programs like making sure that planting rice in the Cordilleras continue. So we've said, why not have all the big restaurants in Manila consider offering the highland rice, the Tinawan rice. And so we've started that. It was a campaign that up to this day continues. So we're happy that farmers in the Banawe rice terraces continue to plant. And so it's part of the UNESCO principles of making sure that livelihood continues. And so here we are at present. Baguio, as you know, is a UNESCO creative city. It was during my time that we have applied for Baguio under crafts and folk art. So we are the first ever creative city in the Philippines as UNESCO being designated. And so we need to keep that designation, and we make sure that the designation is felt by the creative community. And that's the reason why we feel that meaningful programs like Harvest, for instance, have to be instituted in partnership with the local government.
Right.
So we feel that this is where we are now, helping, making sure that our culture also, which are the crafts and arts, our artisans,
Mm-hmm.
make sure that they are in the right path, that
Mm-hmm.
their livelihood prospers, that the next generation also takes on
Mm-hmm.
the cultural heritage provided by many ancestors. So we have to make sure that this continues on. So this is
Right.
where we are at now.
Wow. So it sounds like you've really devoted your time to promoting Baguio and its culture, its heritage. I'd like to know why Baguio. Why does Baguio have a special place in your heart? Are you from Baguio, Venus?
Yes,
Right.
I lived here when I studied here in the city. So it has a very special place in my heart. And so now that I've left the government service, I felt that I should return and give back.
Right. So, well, during your time as the in tourism, Department of Tourism, you did a lot of things to help the local industries.
Mhm.
And I think, would you consider that as one of your greatest accomplishments? And why do you feel a need to continue working towards that?
Well, I guess it's part of legacy building too, no?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've always said, for me, I think what you have to live something.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in government service for such a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt that this is part of legacy building,
Mm-hmm.
and which I really think that this is the best way to give back to the province, to Baguio, and to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is part of our contribution to the next generation also. Hopefully, this goes on, and the support of many people, both public and private. I am very fortunate to have met people with the same vision, the same mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where we are, and this is where I am really partnering with the right people whose heart is in the proper place. So Bio Foundation, Anna Lagon
Mm-hmm.
and Leo Lagon have been a big part
Instrumental,
in all of
yes.
this journey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I said I am very fortunate to have very good friends like them.
Yeah, I think it's a very beautiful thing what you're doing for Baguio and its people and culture. But let us tell us a little bit more about how it came about, that partnership with Bayo and the Bayo Foundation. From being in DOT and then you worked as a tourism attaché in Europe, also where you served for quite a few years. And then
Yes.
how did you end up in Bayo Foundation?
Yeah. Well, it's a really fruitful, long journey for me. So the lessons learned from my stint overseas as a tourism attaché for 15 years. So, and my stint as chief operating officer of the Tourism Promotions Board. That's the marketing and promotions implementing arm of the Department of Tourism.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me the best perspective of how to market a country, a destination, and how to market the Philippines the right way. So I felt that, this is something to me very personal also, because I said, the Philippines is known for its beautiful beaches. It's an island, but not a lot of people know about its culture. So I think, to me, I said, let's not do hard sell, let's do soft power. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, what is the important of selling the Philippines is the many stories that it has, and the people, its culture, its tradition, its crafts, its folk arts are primary stories that need to be told. And to me, this is important. To me, that's very important. And so the stories and the journeys continues. I think that's what we want the message come through out of the programs that we have instituted and that we continue to progress on.
Okay, let's backtrack a little bit and talk about how you made way for Baguio City to be a UNESCO city. How did you do
Well,
that? How was that accomplished?
okay, Baguio, I think many people know that Baguio, even before the designation as UNESCO, is a thriving creative community already.
Mm.
As a lot of us know, we have two homegrown national artists, Bencab, as you know, and Kidlat Tahimik. And
Yes.
it has always been a creative city. It was just a matter of time that we applied. We applied. There was an application that was being offered to us, and we said, why not? Why not? We are the probably the fifth to receive in ASEAN a
Wow.
creative UNESCO creative status. So our status as a UNESCO creative city is under the crafts and folk arts category.
Okay.
So we were the first one to receive a UNESCO creative city under that category. So why not? Baguio has always been known as a creative city anyway. It wasn't difficult, but we had to comply with a lot of questions, a lot of research to make Baguio go through and be accepted. It took us about 7 months to be able to come up with what UNESCO wanted, and we were very happy when we received the news that we made it. So that was really a cause to celebrate.
Yes, I agree. That was wonderful of you to have worked on that, and so I think Baguio is really lucky to have somebody like you pushing for the city's recognition in so many ways that had been ignored for so long. So before we proceed with talking about what Bio Foundation is doing right now, let's pause for a short break.
Thank you. Thank you.
Introducing the new MGHS. Drive it, ride it, flex it. Aim higher with the new MGHS.
Welcome back to Spotlight. So still with us today are Venus Tan and Anna Lagon of Bayo Clothing and Bayo Foundation. Welcome back, ladies. Okay, so tell us about Bayo Foundation. What does it do in general, and what have been its causes so far?
Anna.
Maybe Anna?
I'm sorry, the signal is not so clear. Can you repeat that, please?
Okay. I was just asking about Bayo Foundation. How was it set up? What does it do in general? And what have been its activities and causes so far?
Okay, Baguio Foundation started way back in 2017. No? It was during our 25th anniversary that we thought we should be able to um, put a better pathway for the company, using that year as a milestone year for us and thinking deeply how we can move forward with that advocacy on the side and having this platform, which became our corporate social responsibility arm. Bio Foundation has now become a partner of the brand as we move forward into improving the way we do business.
Oh.
And the activities related to that is uh, within different categories. So we have business programs, academic, youth, and outreach. So we define that in four aspects, wherein we use it as a framework on how we partner with communities and do our community development. Under that is also how we can help promote the heritage of the Filipinos. Bayo being known for its Filipino heritage. We use it as our way to communicate the way that we want to help more people and how we can incorporate that into the brand. We are using it as our arms and legs to reach out to different communities in support of our promotion of the Filipino heritage.
Wow. It's a great thing to hear that Bio, a clothing or fashion brand that has been there for a long time, has this heart to work on or help our fellow Filipinos and promote culture. But I'm curious how that started because you said it was on your 25th anniversary. So how did that transition happen?
Years before that, oh, well, by the way, we only bought the brand in 2014.
Okay.
Prior to that, our relationship with Bayo is as a vendor. So we are
Oh.
making clothes for the brand. And
Oh.
eventually, in 2014, it was sold to us.
Okay.
So our management started only 8 years ago. And so we wanted to keep that being homegrown and having that Filipino heritage as a brand. And as we are doing our changing our landscape in how we do our business, we decided that we needed a foundation so that we can effectively roll out our plans, which is all connected with our sustainability plans for the brand. The way we want to go into the future is that we should make things improve not only in the way that we do our products, but also in the way that we incorporated our supply chain, which involves different people working together. So we reach out to different communities, but we cannot do this as a brand because if you are a company, your orientation is always towards business and profit, right? So we needed an arm so that the values of the brand would have a framework that will work side by side with business. So we change hats every so often. And so we decided we have to formalize this and create a concept that is related to our sustainability goals. So this is how it came about. And I think the right timing for that is to do it in such a milestone year so that that framework will be in place and the context of what do we become 25 years forward, right? So that's how it all started. So it's all about our goals for sustainability to transition from our linear ways to now a circular pathway.
It's great to know. I didn't know that bio had shifted in that way, and I think it's a very good thing because we all know sustainability is a big movement right now, but we hope that it's going to be that will push forward even more with companies like yours. So you said a while ago that Bio works with communities. So are you saying that Baguio is just one of the communities you're working with, or are you also pursuing the same goals with other parts of the country?
Prior to Baguio, we are actively connecting our initiatives with different areas. We have communities in Bulacan. We have had relationships with Cebu weavers as well, and also weavers from Iloilo. We also have livelihood programs in Pasig, and then now our newest and the biggest, I think, no, by far, is this tangible space for the creatives of the city. So this is a first project for us. It's really a dream project to have this creative community hub wherein we can really create that connection between the creatives and this space, and how we can use this space to be a place for innovation and for raising this awareness that there is really a big opportunity for crafters
Mm-hmm.
and makers to meet and develop products. But this one is through the Bayo Foundation. So the brand is just one of the funders of this
Okay.
space. But this is open for any company, any brand who would like to collaborate and learn the
Mm-hmm.
different crafts here in the side of the country, so the northern part. So we are for Baguio, this is a place for not only the city but also the neighboring towns.
Okay, so how would the Creative Community Hub be able to impact the objectives prescribed by the UCC and the UNESCO Creative Cities Network, and to provide more meaningful programs benefiting the people involved in crafts and folk arts?
The way we will help is through intervention, collaboration, and to also have this space as a welcoming space for the constituents of Baguio City. So now they have this permanent place to go
Mm-hmm.
and learn about
Mm-hmm.
different crafts. Right now, we are focusing on hand weaving,
Mm-hmm.
but we are not closing our doors to the other crafts that Baguio has.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is just the start because this is where, for us, the most important focus right now is for hand weaving,
Mm-hmm.
in relation also to what Bayo Foundation is about and how we started.
Mm-hmm.
But there is always that interconnection of
Mm-hmm.
creative disciplines, and hand weaving can be that pathway to
Mm-hmm.
connect the other crafts. And so this space can be a place where those who doesn't have that opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
access learning, also product development. And so it's more about capacity building because there
Mm-hmm.
are already a lot of weavers here. A lot of them are already in that stage wherein they have that higher skill,
Mm-hmm.
but we come in so that we can offer ways to enhance
Mm-hmm.
their existing skills
Mm-hmm.
and to develop them and help them create their own brand perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
and also connect them to market, which is
Okay.
for us the most important role for Harvest. um, there are a lot of opportunities for the um, makers of the hand woven fabrics, but
Mm-hmm.
then the linkage to market is always a challenge.
Yes.
So Harvest Hub is here to do just that, to
Mm-hmm.
make that connection and make sure that the participants, the beneficiaries of the
Mm-hmm.
Harvest Hub, would be ready
Mm.
to adapt to the demands of the market.
Right. Yes, because you can have the skill, but it's a different matter entirely to get it out there, your products, I suppose. So that's so I'm curious now. I don't know who wants to answer this, but how did Harvest this project come about? I mean, how did it happen? How did you create this hub from the start and then placed it by the Baguio Botanical Garden? How did that come about?
But it has always been a dream to put up a creative hub. The second concern there is, where do we put that dream, right? And Baguio has been recognized as the first creative city.
Mm,
And
yes.
our trips here has connected us to, of course, Venus Tan, right? I
Right.
mean, everyone who knows her would really feel that passion. And so rightly, because of Venus and
Mm-hmm.
our conversations, we were able to um, establish our shared values, our
Mm-hmm.
shared vision, and
Mm-hmm.
how we want to carry that dream of creating that hub
Mm.
and make it happen in Baguio. For me, this is really a very conducive place to start,
Okay.
a place to create that dream project, which is related to the creative industry.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Here, it's very easy to put people together. There are a lot of challenges as well, of course, right, in every project. But I think the most, for me, it's the most conducive place to begin with. And also, I just would like to share that Harvest is actually an acronym. So it means heritage and artisanship reimagined as a vehicle to promote economic growth, sustainability, and technology. So
Wow.
with that, we carry with us that dream, that goal to make the Harvest name really happen. And so there are a lot of stories behind this acronym that we created. And that is our guiding principle put together in one name.
Wow.
And so we are really hopeful that this place would do its part in making this dream happen.
Right. I wish you the best of luck for that. But it's very interesting. I didn't know that the name Harvest meant something. Was an
It's an
acronym for
acronym.
something. Very nice. Um, but at this point, so you just launched it recently. How has the reaction been, and are you getting the support that you want or that you expected?
Maybe videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I will speak as a Baguio girl.
Okay.
So I think much has changed in the city since it's in designation as a UNESCO Creative City. We are very happy that the local government leadership fully understands uh, the designation of Baguio as a UNESCO Creative City. It made it a lot easier for us to be dealing with a mayor that has the same vision. So that was a plus factor in our journey to put up something like this. In fact, there was a move for a physical space where a creative a hub would be that would house all of the disciplines of the crafts and folk arts existing in the city of Baguio. But along the way, there are many concerns to put that up still. There's a huge existing infrastructure up on the hill that is now being eyed as a very permanent creative hub. But in the meantime, that has a timeline still. So we felt, it's we are on our 5 years on already as a designated UNESCO Creative City,
Wow.
and still, we really don't have a hub to speak of where our community can go to in a central physical space where we can help really extend the support that the city will be able to provide. And so that's how it started. As Anna had mentioned, this is a dream that they share also, and it is a vision that the city has. So if you put that, that's how it all started. And the mayor said, "Oh, let's start helping our weaving community."
Okay.
That's how it started. And Bayo Foundation has provided the curation of the place. We've also started to revive sericulture in another municipality, which we've started when I was still regional director. So even that, Bayo Foundation continues to support it. And so we're not just present here in the city of Baguio, we're present in other municipalities. So
Wow.
that touches on weaving, that touches on sustainable products too. So that's all part of the story that we want to impart to everybody, not only for Baguio now, but certainly it should go nationwide.
Yes, agree. And I think you're putting in place a certain framework for other places in the Philippines to follow.
That's the plan of Harvest, actually.
Okay.
And I think Anna should tell me more about those plans.
Yes, but before we do that, let's pause for another short break and we'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Thank you.
Welcome ka dito sa SM. Come as you are. Mahilig ka man sa pabago-bago o sa paikot-ikot. Yung nag-a-adulting or parenting. Ikaw na kulot, white-haired, purple-haired, kayong magkaibigan na nagkaibigan. Buong barkada. Yung gusto mo, chill lang, or gawin yung feel mo lang. We know you're changing, so we're changing with you. Come on in. We're all in. At SM, you're always welcome here.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still on Spotlight, the Daily Tribune's lifestyle digital show. So welcome back, Venus and Anna. Okay, so we were having a very interesting conversation about this partnership between the local government and Bayo Foundation and Harvest. So, but first, let's go back a little bit, and I want to ask Anna if you could describe your motto, Journey to Zero.
Journey to Zero is actually symbolic of its meaning. No? It means zero waste, zero carbon emission, and zero for circular economy. So we always like using, the meaning behind the name because it helps us guide us. So it's our framework for our sustainability journey. And Harvest is actually part of that, part of the initiative.
Okay, and what are your expectations for this partnership? I mean, in the immediate future, I suppose.
Partnership, you mean with
Local government.
Yes, yes.
LGU? Well, for the LGU, they've been supportive in a sense that the space has been provided to us. Without this, we would not be able to roll out our workshops, training, those capacity building that we are doing, and there is also that passion to really support the recognition of Baguio as UNESCO's creative city. And as Venus mentioned, the leadership through Mayor Magalong is really clear on that alignment of the intention of that vision to make sure that we support that pathway towards sustainability and in connection to the creative disciplines that they have here in Baguio. So there is a lot of room to hope so that we can justify our presence here. And we have a lot of plans also to progress our workshops, not just to offer anything, but there is a bigger plan, a bigger purpose why we are offering certain workshops. I spend a lot of time here also doing personal mentorship. And I think my experience as the creative director of our brand is of significant value here because I'm able to share the process of our creativity and share that to our um, crafters, our weavers. And hopefully, with that experience, I can also um, use it like an advantage, not for myself, but for the beneficiaries of harvest.
Okay. I have a question that just came to my mind while you were talking about, mentoring and then harnessing the skills of our crafts people from different regions, especially Baguio right now. How does Bayo as a garments manufacturer that's also moving towards sustainability benefit from this campaign or project like Harvest?
Yeah, this is a program. No? It's not just a campaign
Okay.
because it doesn't end.
Yes.
So it's a program that is part of our initiatives. And how does it complement the brand? We're able to share our experience, our knowledge, and at the same time, we can also be one of the markets that the beneficiaries can have. So what we do right now is we actually is the first company that supports them because as of now, the market is not yet that ready, I guess, no? Because hand movements are really pricey. But of course, we are here to also share the values behind the quality and behind that workmanship of the material. So the sustainability story is in line with our journey to zero, wherein we improve our supply chain. But Harvest, on the other hand, is a project of the foundation.
Yes.
So it does not serve Bio, the brand, alone, but it serves the community so that we can create sustainable livelihood for them. It's not created for Bio. It's
Yes.
created for for the bigger society
Yes, a bigger.
because of our sustainability goals. What's interesting about sustainability is that you put yourself aside and you focus on how you can impart that positive impact in a bigger context, in a bigger platform. So a lot of other opportunities are opened up because of the sustainability efforts of the brand. Right now, we were able to invite 5 collaborators, designers, who shared with us that because of this connection with Harvest and that connection with the weavers, they're able to see the other values that can be worked together in designing their products. So if we're able to do that, connect the weavers to other organizations, brands, or designers, um, that is a way for us to achieve the goal of the hub. And at the same time, as a brand, we are able to see that we are now connected in the bigger community while we create our own sustainability roadmap. We are also able to impart the discipline that we have to others so that the goal of sustainability becomes wider and it can reach more people, more brands, more communities. And our dream really is to see an industry wherein sustainability is at the core of every company.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I think that all the all the manufacturers and companies should be doing what you're doing. And so I want to know, do you think Harvest can be a model worthy to be replicated in other cities?
Um, Well, as we speak, we have received invitations from other LGUs and also private organizations
Wow.
asking if we can also put up the same concept in their own places. And
Very
so
nice.
we are hopeful that someday we can see harvest in different areas. But first, we have to make sure that the effectivity of our initiatives are really benefiting um, more communities. Because otherwise, the easiest part is to put up a place,
Yes.
right? But the hardest part there is to make sure your programs are sustainable. So we are a work in progress. No formula here, but it's really, I think what I can proudly say is that we have the heart to do it, especially with our directors. We are all aligned and motivated with our passion, which is really um, make this platform for social growth. And that is so much related to being sustainable, being selfless and all that, and thinking around your effect, your impact, how it can create positive impact in a bigger society. So I guess in that note, yeah, the dream is to create as much harvest as we can, but we
Yeah.
have to make sure the foundation is really good.
Right. I really hope that happens and that we see it replicated all around the country. But for now, I'm sure, like listening to you both has really been very inspiring for me personally because I believe in causes like this and pushing for things like this to help our country. But tell us what it means to you personally to be part of this big undertaking. How does it feel for you as individuals, I suppose?
It, um, this is, I would, I would say, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. It could be the crowning glory of a career that spanned more than 35 years.
Wow.
So, and to me, the mission doesn't stop. It it is something personal to me as well that we continue. The sustainability issue is there. It's there, and I think to us the message should not just be within a small framework, but the message should transcend to everybody. I think the sustainability of a story, a beautiful story, should be magnified for many people to know and to deeply understand what it is for the next generation. I think to us it is a mission where we can really impact the lives of many people and the generation that will follow. As I said earlier, it is not about just people, it is about culture and heritage that must exist, that must continue on for many generations to come. And if our youth will not take this on, it is forever gone. And it is our mission also to make sure that the next generation appreciate the values that was instilled by forebears, and it should really continue on. And we are merely, I would say, just here to mentor them, just here to make sure that we are in the right path. And it is a story to be told. And the
Yeah.
story of the Filipino and the Philippines
Yes.
is there. It's woven there. It's woven. And to me, that has to be greatly appreciated, not only for us, and it has to be appreciated globally.
Right.
And that's where the story has to thrive.
Wow, very well said. Very inspiring. As you said earlier, it's a legacy also that you're helping to establish or
Most
build. And what about Anna? How does it feel for you to be part of this or to be instrumental in making this happen?
Well, bio is about weaving sustainability, heritage, and family.
Mm-hmm.
And so, doing all of the things that we do resonates all those three. And looking at the way we are um, sharing our initiatives,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's so much of uh, it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
It's something that makes us sleep well at night.
Mm-hmm.
It makes us smile for nothing. People ask us for, you know, what kind of energy do we have? We go to Baguio
Mm-hmm.
every so often.
Mm-hmm.
I lost count already.
Mm-hmm.
And as we speak, I have to plug in a day which is like 18 hours of work
Wow.
and focusing work as well. And how do we fit in just 4 to 6 hours of sleep every day? It keeps us going. We don't feel tired doing these things. In fact, it gives us the energy. It makes us really happy, I guess. And so with that, we see the value in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We don't expect people to look at us as if we're doing something so great, because for us this is what we all should do. I mean, it should be normal for us to think about how we can support others by the works that we do, benefiting more people instead of just ourselves.
Right.
And so we've also come into redefining what for us makes business uh, good.
Yeah.
So it's not just really financial
Mm-hmm.
profits. It's also the values that we create along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that, we feel that the success of a project, of a program, even like Harvest, is it's like an award. That feeling like if we're able to change the narrative of someone into um, sharing that feeling of joy just because one of our initiatives made a difference in their lives. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes us really think beyond and just continue,
Mm-hmm.
because it really gives us joy, I guess. And Venus is right. It's about legacy building already for us.
Mm-hmm.
We have come to the point where it's enough that we worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
We worked hard for the money. So now we work hard also, and we get the same reward
Mm-hmm.
um, by the stories of the participants that join us,
Mm-hmm.
the beneficiaries that is being supported by our programs. And so there's a lot more, but mostly positive feeling, which I guess makes us um, just look forward to do more of what we do.
Okay. So I'm sure it wasn't that easy all the time. Were there challenges that you encountered in fulfilling your goals for the
Yeah,
foundation?
yeah, definitely. In anything that we do, right, there are always challenges. But
Mm-hmm.
it has been a practice that
Mm-hmm.
me personally, even with my husband,
Mm-hmm.
if there is a challenge, there is always an opportunity. So we always look at the um, other side,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the better one. So
Mm-hmm.
a um, favorite word would be you know, look at it like it's the okay, hold on. It's like looking at a glass half full, right?
Okay, yes.
And looking at it, it's half full instead of half empty.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that, like that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So challenges are it's normal. It's always there,
Mm.
but there is also an opportunity behind it. So we look at that more.
Focus on the goal. Okay, so I'm very sorry to say that we've come almost to the end of the show. I wish we had more time to talk about this, but so before we end, ladies, maybe you would like to share some parting shots to our viewers before we go.
Okay. All right. We really appreciate this forum, and as we've mentioned, I've mentioned earlier on, I said I think we should get the word out. Doing good is easy. We just need to focus on the right programs, the right projects to do.
Mhm.
Um, I think Bayo as a company,
Mhm.
as a manufacturer even, has followed the right path.
Right.
And to me, this is why I look at our partnership valuable, because I think we are in the right track. We
Mhm.
are in the right track. We just need to get the message across, the news across, the stories across,
Mhm.
so that it really becomes sustainable. As Anna did mention this, that the more stories that comes out of our programs that we initiate for the people,
Mhm.
uh, it could serve as an inspiration for 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 manufacturing companies also
Mhm.
to follow. I mean, the buzzword is now a challenge for many of us in the industry, in the private sector.
Mhm.
I think to follow the path of sustainability and making sure that not only the Philippines survive, but the entire planet.
Yeah.
We are all in this together. The little things that we do will
Mhm.
impact not only lives, but the future of our
Planet.
environment. And
Yeah.
so, to us, that's the bigger mission that we are looking forward to being part of. And I think it is really also our aspiration for media to be
Mhm.
partnering with mindsets and
Yes.
visions such as this.
Mhm.
So I think in the most part, as we move in progressing with our programs, it is our hope that the media industry, the communication, messaging,
Mhm.
uh, will be part of this journey.
Very well said. Yes. I can say that for Daily Tribune and for Spotlight, we are very happy to be part of spreading this story, this one in particular, and the stories and the future stories that you wish to tell. And what about Anna? Your parting shots.
Maybe I can share something that I would always tell our participants, our beneficiaries, before we move on to any workshop. As we welcome them in the Harvest Hub, I always remind them to please remember that this place is a place where positive impacts are created. And how do we do that? So I encourage them to help us create a culture of kindness.
Mhm.
A
Yes.
culture of kindness. Why? Because it's simple. Like it's easily understood by anyone.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't have to be um, so tedious for you to do that.
Mhm.
So how do you encourage the culture of kindness
Mhm.
in a place where different minds share different ideas. How do we unite all of these creatives together so that we can work together? If you have a good heart, if you are a kind person, then it's easy for you to listen. It's easy for you to understand that there is a different dynamics um, with every person that comes into a creative community hub. And so with that, it is also related to sustainability and how we are looking into achieving our goals. It has to start somewhere, and I think the culture of kindness is one of the most important values that we can share among our participants here in the Harvest Hub. And not only here, but in any place that we go to, if we have that, if you remember that, kindness is the easiest easiest value to carry on, so that communications uh, will be managed, so that we can clearly have understanding among our collaborators and partners. So I guess I'll end with that, to
Okay.
advocate that culture of
Kindness. Yeah. So, my takeaway is doing good is easy. That's from Miss Venus Stan. And spread the culture of kindness from Miss Anna Lagon, both of Bayo Foundation. So, thank you very much, ladies, for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed our talk as much as I did. I hope to get to know you more and talk to you for more stories in the future. And thank you for taking the time to share your story with us on Spotlight.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Thank you so much. And please come and visit.
Of
Oh,
course,
yes.
of course.
I hope you can
I-
come and visit.
I hope to meet you both in person because I was very inspired by your words today.
Looking forward to
Looking
that.
forward.
Okay, so thank you, and of course, thank you to our Katribus for tuning in today. Watch Spotlight live every Thursday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's official Facebook page and on Tribune Now on YouTube. Once again, I am Dinah Ventura, and this has been Spotlight.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.